Zachaboo Sneaker Reviews.
Welcome to the channel. My name is Zach. You can call me Zachaboo, and I'm here for you and any sneakers that you might be curious about. No brand snobbing, no shaming whatsoever. Now, my general rule of thumb is that if you gotta make changes, at least make sure they're improvements or a setup for a bigger move. But I don't really know if Nike saw it the same way when it comes to today's sneakers. But then again, why would they? I'm a nobody, they're Nike. But they did make a few changes on a classic, so let's check it out. This is the Nike Blazer Jumbo Mid. In case you want to know about how the Nike Blazer has been made all these decades, I do have a video featuring the original version. It's probably going to be up in the corner somewhere. But the Jumbos, on the other hand, this is the topic of the day. Are they any better than the originals? Let's find out.
Right off the bat, I gotta say that just because it's named the Jumbo, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's just that big-ass logo that was the only change made. Most people would find it very reminiscent of the Blazers that were part of that Off-White collection, and I do think that's something that Nike does well. Oh, there's a hyped version that's more expensive and harder to buy for most people? Here, we made something for you. So by all means, don't pay attention to anyone saying that these are a blatant copy of the Off-White Blazers, because they're really not. Moving on down to the outsole, and this is where we see what I personally consider a major change. It still is technically herringbone for that outsole, but instead of it being flat like we're normally used to, it's protruding outwards in a more aggressive way that kinda reminds me of trail running or hiking shoes.
Now, I have been seeing quite the number of people in the gym using Blazers, but I think that's mostly because they're flat shoes, which is ideal for when you're lifting, squatting, doing your deadlifts, whatever the case may be. But the thing is, with that sort of protruding outsole, will people still feel the same?
I honestly still feel like they'll be just fine. Matter of fact, if you look closer at the Blazer Jumbo Mid, you'll notice that even with the chunky outsole, it doesn't have a heel-to-toe drop and still remains flat. But if you are kind of iffy about it, then I guess it's more so a placebo sort of effect, where you feel that all parts of your shoe should be flat with the ground. People who'll just use these for casual use, you should be fine, but just like the OGs, these still aren't the most comfortable things in the world, despite a couple of other tweaks for overall comfort. Moving up the shoe, and you'll find that Nike really took people's comments seriously by fixing that one glaring issue when it comes to Blazers, and that's that the OG mids were always sort of a pain in the ass to put on and take off, at least for a lot of people. Not all, just a lot. In place of all that stiff leather that was usually found around the collar, Nike switched things around by making the entire back section of the collar out of a very stretchy knit, which should make it easier to slip in and out of these things. And I must say that it does actually feel better than the OG Blazer mids. But the rest of the upper feels like synthetic leather or otherwise a very cheap leather that also happens to be very stiff and definitely needs a lot of break-in time. Did I mention cushion? Oh yeah, I didn't because there really isn't any, and even if there was, that vulcanized tooling with the rubber sidewalls probably won't allow it to expand. As far as sizing goes, the Jumbos fit me better than the OGs for some reason. Last time around, I went for a size 9 instead of my usual 9.5s, and I gotta say, the going true to size for me worked so much better this time around, so that's what I'd go with. Remember, when in doubt, go true to size. Wide footers should try these on first because even with a little tweak around the collar, Nike still didn't make these the most wide foot friendly shoe, and I can honestly see a lot of wide footers having a tough time wearing these for an entire work or school day.
You know, one thing that I do find weird is that they made a few changes to the Blazer Mid, but you won't find the same exact changes on the Blazer Jumbo lows. Do I think the mids here are more worth your money? Not really, because truth be told, it all depends on what you're more comfortable wearing. Some people like wearing high tops, some people like wearing mids, other people like wearing lows. I just so happen to be the latter. But you gotta keep in mind that Nike tweaked the collar of the mids because the lows don't exactly share the same issue. And that's mainly because they don't have the same amount of material around the ankle, hence being called lows. But yeah, as for that outsole, and you can actually look at it real quick, I can't explain why the Blazer Jumbo lows don't have the same protruding outsole as the mids. And if you don't believe me, then by all means go ahead and check out the Blazer Jumbo lows in the store that's closest to you. I'm pretty sure you'll find exactly what I'm talking about. But hey, at just a little over $100 or about 5,000 pesos, give or take, these should last you a pretty long time, and they're pretty easy to wear with almost anything. If you're in the market for a classic looking sneaker that's good for everyday use, treat them as you would the OG mids. Versatile enough from the gym to the streets in terms of looks and functionality, but really just still not the most comfortable thing you can wear. Now, as always, if you do like the content or if you found this video helpful, by all means, please hit that thumbs up button. It really goes a long way. Consider subscribing if you're new to the channel. Enable post notifications and share my videos with your friends so we get a nice community going on. Also, I'd be super happy to hear about any of your experiences featuring the Blazer Jumbo Mid and the lows for that matter, just because I'm pretty sure we'll have a bunch of different questions about that as well. My name is Zach. You can call me Zakaboo. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.